Guys, it's Nancy here, and I am doing another layout for the GoGo Getaway blog, and I'm taking this layout idea from a class by Lisa, and I was actually in the class as well. And the class was all about using making your own marble paper. But what I really liked is a technique she did where she just stitched around the outside of the letters. So that is what I've decided to do. I've taken these papers from the Maggie Holmes Chasing Dreams. I love this paper. I'm going to be scrapping one photo here. Rather than making my marble paper, this is a little bit marbly, so I'm going to be using this. And then I have this bit that says cocktail hour, so I'm going to find a sort of darker bit that's going to make that stand out. And I'm going to stitch around here. I have this put a pencil mark around the outside. I'm going to use one of my little stabby things. I've just got these ones that come with the Amy Tangerine. I'm just going to punch around that and then pop up the bit behind it. Something that was great about Lisa's in the class is when you do that, because you've got your stitching around here, it kind of gives it a 3D effect without any sort of having to use 3D foam or anything behind it. So that is going to be my plan. As I said, I've got this one photo that I'm going to use, and then I'm going to build up some different layers. So I'm now going to go and stitch around this, and then I'll come back and do the main process video. Thanks guys. Right, so I used a pale pink to stitch around that cocktail hour thing, and again it was hashtag cocktail. The original layout from Lisa's class also had hashtags as part of the title. I'm also going to be using this Oasis chipboard sheet as well, which actually works really well with the Chasing Dreams. I'm taking that piece of paper which has those weird budgies on, which I'm never going to use. I'm actually going to use that as a white piece of cardstock. Because I'm not going to use it, and there's two sheets in there and I can't see myself using two sheets of budgies. My glue is still blocked up and having issues, but I do end up just sticking that down and just add a little bit of washi over here. As you can see, there's kind of that 3D effect from where that is. I did save the middles of my letters, and I'm now just going to stick those on. You can read it without it. I just think it looks a little bit better. Again, it's just personal preference. So I'm just sticking those down, and then that is my title made. And it's a bit odd to start a layout with a title, but I had kind of roughly planned the size of my photo in the Silhouette software, so I knew that I had enough room. So I'm going to add a little bit of mist to this background, so I'm just going to add some grey, some pearlescent white, and some gold. And again, not too much, but just a little bit. I think at the end I add some teal as well. But just wanted to add a little bit. I then picked out a selection of bits from the Chasing Dreams, which I fussy cut, which you can see here, and I've also just trimmed my photo down. And again, there's some scraps that I'd used from different things. There's a piece of pink paisley moonstruck, whatever that one is. And I also have this gold glassine bag, which, to be honest, I end up covering most of it up. It does provide a little pocket though, so I could have wanted to put some journaling in there, but I'm not too fussed about that. So I also have this gold doily that I'm going to add, and that's just a half a gold doily that I used on something else. I was looking everywhere for my hole punch, and I couldn't find my hole punch whatsoever, so I ended up taking my blunt knife and cutting a hole out of it. So yes, I then stupidly realised that my crocodile is literally sitting to the side of me. So yes, had a bit of a brain fart moment there. So yeah, fussy cutting a tiny little hole out. But anyway, it is what it is, and it looks like a tag. So that tag is, again, that greeny marble which I used behind that cocktail hour bit. Now that is a frame that I cut out. I think it's called a grunge something frame. And that's just from a Silhouette store, and I believe I Wilna used it on a layout once, and I really liked it, and then I sort of cut one out and then it's not been used. So I decided to cut it up and use it in little parts, partly because this part reminded me a bit of a lemon, because There's a lemon in the drink. I really love that photo I took. We were sitting outside. I had a cocktail. The sun was shining. It was March, and we were sitting outside, and I was drinking a cocktail on a weekday at lunchtime. It was amazing. So yes, I felt that I needed to document that. So I've just cut that frame out, and I'm going to end up using that on several places on the layout. I also found this butterfly. No idea where it came from. It was in a bag of little bits of that flower, so I believe I must have got it in a kit or got it from somewhere. Can't really remember. But I decided, yep, I'm going to add that on there just because it had a summery feel to it. Not a massive fan of butterflies, but it kind of worked. I cut a frame in that rosette out of the Chasing Dreams. Then from the Oasis chipboard, there is a little grapefruit or a lemon chipboard piece. This is the first time I've used a pineapple on a layout. I've resisted so far, but I thought the pineapple kind of went with the theme of a cocktail, so I'm going to use a gold spangly pineapple, and then there's a gold spangly heart. Then I'm going to use this bit as sort of a little subtitle there that says oh happy moments, because it really was. It was the end of a week, well, not a week, a few days away, and it was just really perfect. Spending time with my boyfriend, being really chilled out. So yeah, it's really good. So I'm just going to put that down there. I stick that 3D flower on there. That's just one of those sort of mulberry paper flowers. Again, it's something I used to use more in my card making, but I thought, why not? I'm going to pop it on here. It kind of works. So yeah, I keep going. I'm not going to add dimension to my layouts and then add dimension. But I have mentioned that my 2017 album is not looking that chunky, so I have got room to add a little bit of depth at the moment. So as you can see here, I'm just cut that drips of that frame off a little bit more. I've just added that in another couple of places there on the bottom. And it just adds another little bit of texture, and because of all the sort of painting look on the background, it kind of merges in quite well with that yellow at the top. So one of the cut apart pieces from that said, I think it says Sunshine, Memories and Adventures. I didn't want to put adventures in there, but I thought Sunshine Memories worked really well because that is part of what I remember. So I'm just going to tuck that on the side there just to bring out that little cluster, and I really like how it balances things out quite nicely. I'm going to just pop those ends up on a little bit of 3D foam. I did poke some 3D foam under bits of my photo as well. So I'm now looking at what else I can add. There seems to be a few little gaps. I'm going to pull out another one of those mulberry flowers, which I'm going to end up adding to the top. As you can see, there's a little bag of goodies. I think I may have got it when I went away with some friends as just a little goodie bag of bits. So yeah, I'm glad I've got a couple of them used. It's nice sometimes just find random bits. So I'm just sticking that down at the top. And there's quite a lot of texture on this layout. I'm going to add this resin cabochon piece on here. So I've got kind of like glitter, cabochons, flowers, stitching, doilies, glitter. There's quite a lot going on. And then I'm going to add some mist because there's not quite enough going on. So yeah, I do really keep it lots and lots of texture, and I really, really like how it came out. So I'm just going to add some of that teal on, just to bring a bit more teal pops across it. Get a tiny little bit of gold on my photo, but it did come off. So now I just need to add the date stamp, so I'm just going to grab my phone as well and look up the date of that. And I'm just going to stamp that on that bottom bit of frame, and then I'm just going to write there just enough room to write where we were, and as I said, I've got that envelope in the background if I want to do some journaling. So I'm just going to mount this up on this piece of paper and call it a day. So thank you very much guys for watching. Do go over to the blog post, which I'll leave the link below, and I'll speak to you all again very, very soon. Bye.